I'm Jeff Graham, and welcome to another vlog. Today we're on our way to Big South Fork, which is a state park in Tennessee and Kentucky. I've never been there before, and it's supposed to be absolutely amazing. There's all kinds of cool stuff there to see, and I'm getting a pretty late start today, unfortunately. The good news is, though, I'm doing some backcountry camping. I've got all the permits, I've got my tent and camping gear all loaded up in a pack. I've probably got way too much photography gear as well, and we're gonna see what we can find out there. So stay tuned. So I've been out on this gravel road for about 20-25 minutes now. I stopped at the visitor center, talked to a super helpful park ranger, and she pointed me in the right direction, told me some good places to camp and hike, what loops would be a good option for me for my first time here. And I am well on my way now to the trailhead where I'm going to start my journey. Whoa. Well, I'm not a rally driver, but apparently I play one on YouTube. I'm dodging moon crater-sized potholes right now on this gravel road, trying to make it through. I only have two-wheel drive, so I can't get stuck out here, so. Whoa. All right, we'll talk more once we get there. All right, well, this is as far as the road goes. We're now at the car park. And we're gonna try to hike down to the Twin Arches while we still have some light, take some photos, and then hopefully find a decent campsite before dark. Well, it's great to finally be out here in the great outdoors. I'm hiking down to the Twin Arches now, and it is an absolutely perfect day for this. We have clear skies, a couple of clouds here and there. It's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Gonna get down to about 50 degrees tonight. Absolutely beautiful. I really couldn't ask for a nicer day. It is perfect out here. So I just couldn't say no to doing this. I've been looking forward to doing this trip for months and months now. Finally had the right time, right combination of weather. Let's do this. I'm on the way down to the Twin Arches. I think the first arch is somewhere that way, and I thought this was pretty cool. It's absolutely beautiful out here. After another 15 minutes or so of hiking, I made it to my first stop at the North Arch. Caused by millennia of erosion, these are some of the largest natural bridges in North America. Setting up for the first shot of the day. Got the Canon 16-35 2.8 Mark II and a circular polarizer on there, and to make my life a little easier, I've got the very handy Mindshift filter nest here, and I like it because it has this little attachment where you can just put this loop around your tripod. It has a belt loop too, and you can keep all your filters in here organized. And I've also got a little space in the back where I've got lens cleaning cloths and these Zeiss cleaning wipes and that kind of stuff. So very useful to have, easy to keep that stuff out of the way while I'm using filters and doing landscape photography. Okay, well, I'm gonna try my first composition here. I'm kind of struggling to find something I'm really happy with, mostly because this is a difficult area to see anything in. There's so much to see, and there's so many trees in the area and bushes, it's hard to find a nice composition. That said, this is the springtime, so maybe the winter would be an easier time to see the archway, but then nothing's lush and green. That's nature photography, what can I say? So right now I'm in aperture priority, I'm at f8, ISO 160, and I've got a 2-second timer on, so I don't have to bother getting my cable release out of the pack for something like this. So I'm just gonna hit it, wait 2 seconds, and it's gonna bracket the shots off for me. Now, that's not bad. I'm gonna try a couple of different compositions here, see if I can find something I like. Okay, I thought I'd try a stitched panorama here. This seems like an area that might be conducive to it. A lot of times it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're gonna try anyway. And since I don't have the proper type of pano gimbal head here that centers on the nodal point of the lens where everything centers, and I don't have parallax error, I don't have that right now, and I'm backpacking, so that's just too much weight. But what I do have is the next best thing. So I've got this up on an L bracket, and that means I can mount the camera vertically in my ball head and have it somewhat centered around the axis of panning here. And then the next thing is making sure I use the spirit level on the top of the tripod to level the sticks as best I can, and then using the in-camera level to make sure that on the ball head here that this is leveled as best as I can, and as I'm panning across the scene here, it stays, yeah, you can see it's pretty darn level throughout the whole pan. And then what I do is I have these little marks, punch in here, see if you can see this, in my ball head. Come on, get focus. There we go. It has little degree markers. So what I'll do is I'll turn it 5 or 10 degrees at a time, take a shot, turn another one, take a shot, turn another one, take a shot, like that. And that will make sure that I get the best stitched panoramic possible. So let's see how that works. I was looking for more compositions, and I noticed that there appears to be a staircase over here, and I think it goes on top of this arch. So let's go check it out. Oh, all right, well, I'm at the top of the arch. We made it. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to see up here. Between the trees, there's not much of a view, but I did get a great workout on the way up here. I'm still a little out of breath. Anyway, my campsite is supposed to be about, I don't know, a little over a mile that way. It's a place called Charrot Creek Lodge. I won't be staying at the lodge, I'll be staying nearby. There's a creek and then a suspension bridge of some kind. And then apparently there's a really cool island that I'm gonna go spend the night at and hopefully have some cool water. We'll do some cool long exposures down there. Hopefully get a nice sunset tonight. Still no clouds at all, so we'll see what's in store. Well, I was gonna go down to where I was camping, and I turned the corner and I found this. So I think I have to shoot it real quick. The light, I don't know, it might get better in the morning, and I'll certainly come back this way because it is a loop, but I thought I might as well hit it while I'm here. See if we can get a couple of shots. Okay, now I think this is the first composition of the day I've actually felt really solid about. Got a nice low angle shot. I'm at 16 millimeters on the 16 to 35. I'm at an ISO 160 f8, got a circular polarizer on to try to take some of the glare out of those leaves in the distance there with the sun raking through it. And I've got a pretty nice little composition set up. I've got this cool rock over here, this guy right over here, and that is in the lower left of the foreground to give it a little bit of balance. I've got these arches just kind of covering over the whole scene, and I've got a little patch of green from these trees up here as well in the left corner of the frame. Really beautiful. Oh man, I love that. I'm gonna see if I can't get some other compositions now. I might go vertical and try another stitched panorama. Maybe I'll get lucky. Well, I've been on the trail for about another 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so. Made it to Charrot Creek Lodge, walked down the gravel road, and now I'm down to the creek here and the suspension bridge. So the campsite's not too far over there. Okay, so I realized I made a little error, and I realized that when I started going up the mountain and away from the river, and that's not a good thing. So I turned around, checked my map, looked at my compass, and realized I was indeed heading the wrong way. Came back down a couple hundred yards and looked over this ridge behind me, and lo and behold, I found my island in all its glory right there. Okay, well, after a harrowing cross from the river, I made it. And I have the whole island to myself. Someone was even nice enough to leave me some kindling and some firewood for me to go ahead and have a nice fire out here. And I've got a nice flat spot by this rock behind me to set up my tent. So it's time to make camp because night is coming. All right, camp is set up, and now I'm gonna get ready to have some dinner. It's getting pretty dark out right now. I've got the primo camping spot in the middle of the island, nobody around me at all. Haven't seen a single soul out here, and it's absolutely perfect. So looking forward to the morning. Weather's supposed to be great. Hopefully we can make some good photos tomorrow morning. Beef stew in a bag. Bon appetit. That's not bad, especially after being on the trail all day. Anyway, I saw a cool mushroom over here that I'm gonna shoot right after I finish eating dinner. And I love to do painted light with mushrooms. It's one of my favorite things to do with them. Usually I use a speed light. I didn't bring one this time because they're way too heavy. I've got a couple of flashlights I'm using right now to light this shot. But as soon as I finish dinner, we're gonna go do that. So let me chow down real quick. Okay, so I've got my little setup here. Got the tripod set up with a 70 to 200. I've got a 12mm extension tube in there in a vertical composition. I've got one leg way down there extended into the stream, and the other two are flat out on the ground here so I could get the comp I wanted on this little guy, this little mushroom here. So the trick here is to use this little flashlight here. This is my paintbrush. We're going to be painting that. And if I need to, I've got diffusion, so I can shine this through and get a nice soft light on it if I want. And if I need to, I can also basically compose multiple frames, light them different ways with this in different amounts, and then blend them together in Photoshop. So we're gonna do some of that now. I've got it set up on a wireless trigger. Make this a little bit easier so I can be hands-free. I'm gonna try this without the diffusion first. I'll take a couple frames here. I'm gonna turn off my headlamp. Shutter's running. Get the light right through the cap, like that. Cool. All right, so we're gonna keep doing some of those, and we'll be back with the finished frame now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Had a lot of fun today, got some great shots. Really looking forward to tomorrow. I think I have my route planned out here, and went ahead and changed my shirt as well. One, because I like to sleep in clean clothes, but two, and more importantly, because this is bear country, and I don't want a hungry bear coming and looking for me. So it's important to take off any clothing that you cooked in, and take all your food, tie it up in a sack, put it way up in a tree so that they can't get to it, and you're not attracting any unwanted visitors during the night. So we'll see you in the morning. Good night.